So, are you ready to roller jam?
History always repeats itself. Quakes Sean Atkinson's Founders Cup victory against the Enforcers extended the Atkinson family's supremacy over the sport of roller derby, while exacerbating Mark D'Amato's violent hate towards the Ack Attack. But tonight, Sean is not the only one who wants to prolong the Atkinsons' dominance.
You know, it's my destiny to meet my little brother Sean in the Founders Cup. But this time, Big Brother is going to add to the Atkinson family legacy.
As far as Sean's concerned, the only thing D'Amato's destined for is an agonizing demise.
D'Amato, you're old enough to be my grandfather. How can you say you're my brother? Well, guess what? You've dug your own grave this time, old man.
Brother or not, D'Amato knows how to get the Ack Attack's blood boiling.
You know, last year, my little brother Sean won the Founders Cup. But this year, it's my turn. And Pop, I'm doing it all for you.
The Founders Cup, that is what it's all about. I'm going to win it for the Quakes, I'm going to win it for my father, and I'm going to put an end to that stupid bastard D'Amato.
So much for brotherly love. It's a Quakes Enforcers rematch in the Founders Cup Championship. Next on Roller Jam. From Orlando, Florida, and Roller Jam Arena at Universal Studios in Orlando, this is the World Skating League, this is Roller Jam, and this is the Founders Cup Championship game between the Enforcers and the Quakes. Jam girls are here too. Girls are in championship form as well. I'm Rory Marcus along with Lee Hawk Pyramid. The excitement level's at a fever pitch tonight because this is it. Two teams are left standing, the California Quakes and the New York Enforcers. And tonight we'll find out who wins the Founders Cup Championship. The Quakes are the defending champions. But of course, you know there's always a subplot of some kind, and that is Mark D'Amato attempting to prove that he is actually Sean Atkinson's brother. He had the blood drawn by Atkinson's Nurse Ophelia. The results have not yet come back. We thought we might get them last week. We didn't. We still have not heard. But I don't think D'Amato would agree to that unless he was pretty confident.
Absolutely. But you know what, Rory? I have to take a little bit of issue when you said a lot of subplots going on, because for once, usually we talk about all these issues. Tonight, it doesn't matter because Big Nasty for the Enforcers, Mark D'Amato, these guys have played hard all season. And Big Nasty right here, and the only reason we're even showing you this is to show you the participants. Of course, he does his little MC Hammer routine. You go, boy. But these guys, they're putting it all on the line. Doesn't matter what's going on off the track. The Hellcat takes it to the Quakes. These guys are all ready to play, and there'll be plenty of garbage can lids, plenty of weaponry, because after tonight, nothing else matters except we'll have a new, perhaps the Quakes again, Founders Cup Championship.
You know the Enforcers and Quakes will do whatever it takes to win this game, and they're just about set to get started.
Hey, party time! Let's go!
He revs that motor up, and he's ready to roll. The Big Nasty, Tim Washington, with Maybelline on the back of that bike. That's done just for intimidation purposes. It doesn't help him get on the track any easier. Same thing with D'Amato when he comes in on a bike. Here comes the Hellcat. She plans to wreak some hell tonight. Her claws are sharpened. Her eyes are scary to look at. She's preening herself, and she knows the championship is on the line.
There he is. The love slave with leather gunning.
You said there aren't any subplots involved. How about who that guy might actually be, huh?
Maybe Kenneth Loeb's underneath that hood.
I don't know. He doesn't walk that fast. Here come the rest of the Enforcer women. They're going to be down to business tonight as well. Shauna Brown because she doesn't have to go against Shea Brown tonight. And here come the rest of the enforcers. Fred Eichhorn skates by. Dan Gabani went by, and there goes D'Amato. Mark D'Amato, the modern-day version of Easy Rider.
She's much too cute, this young lady on the back of that motorcycle, to be with the likes of Mark D'Amato. Laura Weintraub was much too cute for this guy, too. How do they do it, Rory?
I don't know how D'Amato does it, but he does it. So, you know, take your hat off to him. Hey, look at this. This goes back to when the Quakes were first formed. They don't have the Bod Squad uniform on Stacy Blitch tonight. She's back in the regulation gear.
Well, this is the uniform she wore last year, and so does Jamie Conemack. She's in regulation dress blues.
I think this sends a statement, a message to say, we mean business tonight. Yeah, we're the Bod Squad. You can look at us all you want, but we're dressed in our uniforms, and we're coming out here to win a game.
All the Bod Squad are wearing dress issue. Wow.
Cindy Zimmerman ran out there without her skates on. She's hurt and injured, not able to play. Atkinson high-fives Nurse Ophelia. He always wears the uniform. We might get those test results tonight, you know, and it could really ruin Atkinson's day. I wonder if it would be better to win the championship or worse to find out D'Amato's your brother. Uniforms have never been able to hold this guy.
The crowd loves him.
Well, who wouldn't?
Me. I'm jealous.
Come on.
I like Slopey.
I like Slopey too, but
Well, sitting next to Shalene, I'm embarrassed. Sitting next to Slopey, I'm par.
here come the rest of the Quake men. The Quakes and the Enforcers for the Founders Cup Championship. Broadway Danny Wolf is standing by with Stacy Blitch in her regulation uniform.
Yeah, thanks, Rory. And Stacy, I got to ask you about the uniform. Why are you wearing these, the blue speed suits?
You know what, Danny? We won the first Founders Cup in these uniforms, and we're going to win this Founders Cup in these uniforms. We are together as a team. There are no individuals. The Quakes are a team. Unity, baby. Let's go, guys.
Back to you, Rory.
It's nice to hear her talk about unity, but D'Amato wants to blast that whole thing apart. You know he's got a plan. Coming up, the Founders Cup Championship. The Founders Cup Championship. We're about to get started to find out who wins it all this year. The Quakes or the Enforcers.
Well, the women will come out first. The Hellcat, Talisa Miller. This is her first Founders Cup. Last year, she was a Texas Rustler, had even a different nickname, Tink. But now she's the Hellcat. She desperately wants to add the word Founders Cup champion to her resume. And she's going up against somebody who was here last year. She said, we're getting back to basics. We're getting back to unity. We're getting back to what put the California Quakes and the Bod Squad on the map. Stacy Blitch. She's the Founders Cup champion, and she says, hey, Hellcat, this is mine, and I'm keeping it, sister.
Yeah, that's a real basic look she has going on there. They're back in their speed suits tonight, though. First period, first jam underway. The championship's on the line. Leather Gunnin and Shauna Brown on the jam for the New York Enforcers, and for the California Quakes, that's Jamie Conemack and Jennifer Matthews. I'm so used to identifying them by how they look out of their uniforms. We have to take a look at the number tonight.
We're on information overload with these guys because we got numbers for them now.
Conemack and Matthews, you can recognize these two by their tremendous skating styles. Gunnin and the Hellcat back to block. That's a tough duo to get by. One of them's a cat, and the other one's a dominatrix.
Whoa, and both of them are down.
Yeah, they sure are, because Stacy Blitch took them down, and the Quakes break on top in this game.
And the blood is boiling down there, Rory. Jamie Conemack, who's raised some eyebrows with chitty chat with Conemack. She was notoriously quiet this week, I guess, because she was focusing on this game. But Stacy Blitch Even in the speed suit, the move is still the same. Takes down the Hellcat and Leather Gunning in short order.
Might be even a little bit easier in the speed suit. Climax, I think she'd walk through a minefield in Beirut smiling. 4-0, the Quakes on top. Leather Gunning and Shauna Brown get out there again. And Shauna Brown this time does a good job. And the Enforcers have the only 2 jammers out as Jenny Matthews got taken out of the play. Gunning and Brown. Slipping back to the back of the pack to block. Ileana Bonilla was back there for a moment. But now Stacy Blitch will take up the blocking duties. Trying to keep Brown and Gunning off the scoreboard. Matthews caught up from behind, but she goes down again. Second jam of this game. Here comes the first trash can lid of the game. The Hellcat uses it to knock out 2 Quakes.
21 each way. 21 each way.
Well, the Hellcat, I guess you could almost call that the top off the litter box. Jenny Matthews, of frustration shown through as she blasted track with her fist. But she got it from Mark D'Amato.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of like, almost looks like the briefcase of the king. Mark D'Amato coming over and handing his female counterpart the trash can lid.
Wow. I don't know how the referees always seem to be looking the other way when D'Amato sneaks that trash can lid into the Hellcat's hands.
Well, they can't look everywhere, and if there's a couple of people in this league, it's guys like the king, Sean Atkinson, and Mark D'Amato. They know where the focus of the referees are, and they know when they can get away with breaking the rules.
You can't look everywhere, but you ought to at least always have the corner of your eye on D'Amato. Here is Climax and Matthews again. The pack, some of them are down, and that might give them a chance to score some points for the Quakes. Climax and Matthews look like they got 1 each. The Hellcat back there to block now. Oh, she has a mean look on her face. I'd hate to have to be a vet and try to declaw that one. Uh-oh, Malibu! That came right from Malibu, Stacy Blitch. That's her boogie board. She said, if they're going to get me with a trash can lid, I've got something for them from Malibu.
Well, maybe she took all the Bod Squad uniforms down to the surf shop and traded it in for the knee board, and the little fella over there with the Superman t-shirt on got a little prize and a souvenir.
That's a nice souvenir from the Founders Cup Championship. Oh, Cindy Zimmerman, even though she's injured, she's trying to contribute. Here you go, Stacy. Here's that board. Now use it.
2 can play at that game. You got your litter box. Well, listen, pal. I got the Malibu Stacy boogie board. I don't know, Roy. We got motorcycles, garbage can lids, boogie boards. What else are we going to bring in here?
I hate to think about it. 7-2. The Quakes leading it by 5. Final jam of the first period. Oh, my goodness. Did you see Talisa Miller away from the play? She doesn't care if it's in a jam or not. She just knocked Stacy Blitch down so hard you could hear it up here. On the jam, Climax and Leather Gunning. Jamie gets sent into the rail as Gunning goes by.
And this is going to be a key matchup to watch all night, is Gunning and Climax, because I think that Blitch and Hellcat are going to kind of cancel each other out as blockers. Look for the one to emerge. It's going to score the most points out of Gunning and Climax.
Gunning stayed up in that little jam up. The Hellcat waiting. Whoa! Oh, and she has Climax. Blitch is trying to save her friend's life right here. Pulling on the Hellcat. Climax stuck in the middle.
Come here. You want some of this?
Do you want some of this?
I'd say no. I'd say no thanks. Climax wishes she could have said that. But Blitch might want a little bit of it. Yep, she's going to get it whether she wants it or not. Right to the hair goes the Hellcat.
And you think these guys don't realize there's no tomorrow? Just look at the expression on their faces.
1 period is in the books in this Founders Cup Championship game. And right here, she tried to help Climax. Jamie must have felt like a pretzel, just getting pulled in every direction.
Well, this is what precipitated the fight. Almost, Jamie Climax almost comes into your living room. And Stacy Blitch and Talisa Miller. Tooth and nail all night. It's never going to stop, Rory.
If we could send Jamie into your living room, we'd be on pay-per-view. Right now, Danny Wolf is with Leather Gunning.
And Leather, that was you on the last jam. You got 1 big point. We see you're here with the Love Slave tonight. What are you doing here, Atkinson?
Slave, it's Weber. It's Vin Weber. Here it is, Weber.
Oh my God, Bill Barker! It's Bill Barker! Bill! It's Bill Barker!
You talk about humiliation. Those guys are supposed to enjoy humiliation, but he ran off the track. Bill Barker of the Sundogs.
Are you sure?
Kenneth Lowe just fainted somewhere.
So did I.
8-3 Quakes. We're coming right back. Boy, could you believe this? Bill Barker, you talk about embarrassing. Atkinson was shocked. Broadway Danny Wolf was amazed. And Barker so humiliated that he ran off the track.
Barker was petrified. I had to watch that 3 times at the break before I was convinced it was Bill Barker. My goodness, I can't decide if he's a lucky man or the most unlucky man in town. But right now, Sean Atkinson, he's fighting for the honor of his family. He's fighting to defend the Founders Cup Championship trophy these guys won last year. And he's just fighting the sheer anger that he has toward Mark D'Amato. And Mark D'Amato, a few weeks ago, claimed he had to collect bottles and cans to watch the Philadelphia Warriors and Buddy Atkinson, knowing all along that his father had ignored him. Well, he's fighting everything that Atkinson's fighting for also. The Founders Cup Championship. I don't know. These guys may not be brothers.
Or maybe they are brothers. D'Amato took that blood test. Nurse Ophelia took the blood out of his arm. She's from the Bismarck Hospital School of Nursing. Maybe she sent that blood on to North Dakota to get it analyzed because it's taken forever to get back here. We still don't know. I hope we find out before this thing's over with. Right now it's 8-3 Quakes. First jam of the second period. Andy Wallace along with Tony Santiago for the Enforcers. And the Quakes, look out, here comes Atkinson. Atkinson takes out the 2 jammers. That leaves Slopey and Brian Krebs to go on and get points. Oh, Slopey got demolished by D'Amato, and now the Big Nasty's doing the same thing to Krebs. Where'd he come from? Atkinson came flying out of nowhere.
Well, it's total carnage. You know it's a championship game, Roy. There's no tomorrow, so there's no saving any moves. These guys are squaring off. Atkinson and D'Amato. We started out, or at least finished up the jam with a box cutter from Atkinson. Takes out the Enforcer jamming opportunity. Then we saw an eliminator from Mark D'Amato on Slopey. And then right there you see Slopey go ass over tea kettle. Unbelievable. There's no tomorrow. These guys know it.
My goodness, 10-3. The Quakes have the lead. Second jam of the second period. And Eichhorn and Wallace are out there absolutely working over one of the Quakes. I think it was Slopey that went down. It was Eric Slopey. That leaves Andy Wallace and Fred Eichhorn to jam for the Enforcers, who trail this game by 7. They don't want to fall too far behind, or it'll be tough. It's tough to come back against Atkinson and the Quakes. There's no tomorrow for the loser. The winner savors the championship. Atkinson, whoa, he just hit Eichhorn right in the Adam's apple. You think that won't take the wind out of you? There's a tackle, though, by the Big Nasty. They both got hurt on that one. I think Washington put his head right into Atkinson's knees. They both go down, but that gives the Enforcers a chance to score. And D'Amato, what are you going to do? He's going to rid himself of a little pest, Brian Krebs.
Well, in a game that's getting this physical, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1 is the best, the biggest, and the meanest are going to survive. Guys like Sean Atkinson, Mark D'Amato, and Tim Washington. But number 2, it also favors the team that's the most physical. And bottom line, a physical game faces the Enforcers because there is Big Nasty and D'Amato, and there's only one shot Atkinson, 2 against 1. And right here you saw King Kong, which was a payback to Sean Atkinson by Big Nasty for the end of that last jam. And you want to talk about survival of the fittest. Number 25, Brian Krebs. He better be fit or he won't survive.
Mark D'Amato with a big play on that jam. 13-10. The Enforcers now leading the Quakes by 3. The Shalene Machine jumps out of there, though, and he's going to try and regain that lead for the Quakes. Posse Shalene, motivational speaker extraordinaire. Tony Robbins wrote him a fan letter the other night. I got a chance to take a look at it. Shalene now comes up to Mark D'Amato. D'Amato stops Posse at the moment. Posse, though, grabs D'Amato around the neck. Atkinson comes flying again.
That's the skyscraper. We haven't seen it in a while. He's saving it for a rainy day.
Or a championship game.
That's right, but today is the rainiest of the days if you don't win. I don't think D'Amato knew what hit him. Hey, brother, what are you doing? I'm your brother.
If they are brothers, maybe it's better they didn't grow up together, huh?
Well, there's 2 World Trade Centers, 2 Twin Towers going down right there.
One of them might not be alive today. 13-11 now, Enforcers by 2. Here comes the final jam of the first half. Eric Slopey and Freddie Eichhorn. Eichhorn for the Enforcers in black, Slopey for the Quakes. Oh, there was a move by Slopey. He got some height on that one. Some vertical lift by Eric Slopey. Dan Gabani and Tim Washington go down as Atkinson continues his aerial assault. And Atkinson just noticed they have the cage here, and he's going to get on top of it with a trash can. You better watch out below.
Just conveniently, trackside the garbage can in a cage for Sean Atkinson to use as his pleasure.
They were bringing that cage out. Atkinson saw it, climbed on top. I couldn't tell who handed him the trash can.
Well, a few moments ago, I said, what else are we going to have out here besides garbage cans and surfboards? Boy, aren't I surprised. We've got Bill Parker as the love slave, garbage cans and cages now. I'm not going to say it again.
You were sure right earlier, Hawk. No subplots here. 13-13. It's halftime. Stay with us.
This Roller Jam halftime report is brought to you by Mars Quakes Bars.
Halftime at Roller Jam Arena in the Founders Cup Championship game. The Quakes and the Enforcers all even at 13-13. I'll tell you what, we've almost invented a new use for trash cans around here. And I'd like to put him in one sometimes, but to be that as it may, the Quakes and the Enforcers are using them on the track, and it all started tonight with the Hellcat. Talisa Miller grabbed the lid off of one of those things and used it as a weapon.
Well, don't stop at trash cans. We've had trash can lids. We've had surfboards. Of course, Stacy Blitz brought out her knee board, boogie board, even gave it to some fine young man. But we've had everything and more. Stacy Blitz bringing out her physical bag of goodies. But we got all the jammers are scoring, skating their game. And, of course, don't leave out Mark D'Amato and Sean Atkinson. We don't know if they're brothers, but we do know one thing. They dislike each other, and even they almost brought out everything but the kitchen sink.
What a tremendous battle between those two. You realize how high Atkinson is when he comes down off of that cage, smashes that trash can on the lid of Tim Washington. The big nasty went down. Atkinson then took D'Amato out, and just for good measure, to make himself feel better, he slammed his own head into the rail.
He's just looking to break stuff.
That's the kind of guy Atkinson is in the championship game, which is all tied up right now. We've been wondering, we've been a quiver with anticipation, really, as to whether or not D'Amato and Atkinson really are brothers. I don't know if Broadway Danny Wolf has the answer, but he is with Mark D'Amato.
All right, thank you, Rory. Right now, we are awaiting the DNA results. Supposedly, they're in transit. That's what was just told to me. There's some traffic out here. As soon as they are here, we will announce them to you. Do you at least care? What do you think? Obviously, like Rory said earlier, you must be pretty confident. Otherwise, you wouldn't have taken the blood test.
I am so confident I cannot wait for those results to be here. I guarantee this. One Atkinson son will be carrying the Founders Cup by the end of this night.
And how about the double back attack? You guys haven't brought it out yet. Do you plan to use it in the fourth period? I know it's it's your big play.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, Wolf, we're going to give you a little preview right now. How about that?
On the Jumbotron, are we going to go to the...
Yeah. What we need you to do is... We need you to turn around for us, Wolf.
Jumbotron's on the other side. Guys, what are you doing?
Oh, look out, Danny. Everything's falling out of his pockets. He's upside down.
Rory,
he's in trouble.
Rory.
What's he got? Oh,
no.
Danny Wolf. He's a real man's man, huh? Condoms and gummy bears.
Well, Lindsey Francis is single.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know gummy bears could get pregnant. We'll be back with the second half in a minute. The championship is on the line between the Enforcers and the Quakes. 13-13 tie as we get set for the second half. After seeing what Danny Wolf carries around with him in his pockets, I'm hesitant to spend any more time with him, but Talisa Miller doesn't have much choice right now.
Thank you, Rory. Talisa, it's a tie game. 4 big jams left in the women's period here in the championship. What are you going to do to pull out all the stops?
You know, Danny, they say a cat has 9 lives. In these last 4 jams, I'm using 8 of them. Hey, Stacy, let the bloodbath begin.
Oh, man.
By the way, Wolf, you dropped this.
It's not even mine. Back to you, Rory.
Tell her you're single, Danny.
Maybe he was just holding it for someone else. 13-13 tie right now. He had a package of condoms, some loose gummy bears, and about 30 cents. What a guy. What a guy.
I think he's going to use all that stuff at the same place, too, which is the most frightening result.
Especially for the gummy bears. We're tied up as we move along here in the 3rd period. Leather Gunnan and Jamie Climax are on the jam. Climax and Leather reach the back of the pack, which is all tied up at the moment. One goes low, one goes high. They both got the points. Stacy Blitch and the Hellcat put a stop to that jam.
And I said to watch earlier in the game, watch for Climax and Gunnan to emerge as the scoring punch to bring one of their respective units to victory, because the Hellcat and Blitch were going to just spar it out in a dogfight and allow somebody to emerge. Well, both of them pretty much sparred to an even point total there.
With all of the rivalries we have in this league, one of the most bitter is Leather Gunnan and Stacy Blitch, and I'm just waiting for that to explode with the championship on the line. Gunnan gets out there with Shauna Brown. Jamie Climax is able to get out of that pack and jam for the Quakes. Gunnan just gave her a shot, so did Shauna Brown. 2-on-1 advantage for the Enforcers right now, who trail the game by 1 point. Good job done by Climax on Shauna Brown. Now Jamie and Leather in the back of the pack. Looks like Jennifer Matthews might drop back there to block. Brown's trying to catch from behind for the Enforcers, but only 19 seconds left on the jam. Whoa! There's a tackle for you. I just talked about this rivalry, Gunnan and Blitch. Oh, that'll hurt your legs. Stacy Blitch isn't done. She went and got that boogie board back from the fan to use it again.
She's going after the heart and soul of this young lady, her legs. The speed skater.
Here comes another trash can lid, and that's going to go down hard on Climax.
And she's going after her legs. But the back attack wasn't quite as pretty as some of them she's done. She kind of went off the side. But these guys, the Hellcat and Blitch, these are 2 young ladies you don't want to mess with, even Danny Wolf.
Well, Jamie Climax, she might be hurt. Only 2 jams left here in this 3rd period, but she's not getting up quickly. She hasn't gotten up at all yet. Leather Gunnan's being carried off. Leather Gunnan's in some pain.
Maybe she'll join Bill Barker, the love slave, back there somewhere backstage. Looks like Jamie Climax is going to leave too, Rory.
And Climax also is being taken off the track. She's being helped off by another injured Quake, Cindy Zimmerman. Broadway Danny Wolf has had a front row seat for it all, and right now he's with Stacy Blitch.
All right, thank you, Rory. Stacy, you laid a major hurt down on Leather. They just had to carry her back to the locker room.
You know what? Heather Gunnan has just laid her last shot.
Back to you, Rory.
Well, apparently that's true, at least for right now, because she's not even on the track. This game, this Founders Cup Championship game, is tied up at 17. 2 jams left in the women's period. Stacy Blitch and the Hellcat, Talisa Miller, jump out of there. Well, Blitch disposed of one of her rivals. Let's see if she can do the same thing to the Hellcat, who promised to spend 8 of her 9 lives right here.
Well, unlike D'Amato and Atkinson for the men, the Hellcat and Malibu Stacy actually are pretty good jammers, Rory.
Oh, they've given each other shots to the track face first, and both of them gets right back up. Right now, this jam's even 1-1. Now what's going to happen? Oh. They both go over the rail. The Hellcat, Talisa Miller, and Malibu, Stacy Blitch. And it looks like Talisa might have gotten the worst of that one.
We're starting to run out of people. Stacy Blitch and the Hellcat started this game with the war of words, and you see her go right down on those steps over there. I think that's what hurt her the worst, was she caught the back of her leg right there on the side of that step, and that cannot feel good.
That was a bad place to fall, no question about it.
She's back out there, though.
She sure is. She's tough. She just spent one of her 9 lives at least. The game's tied up at 17. This is the final jam of the women's period. Jennifer Matthews for the Quakes. Shauna Brown for the Enforcers. Tied up in front of there. And that leaves Miller and Blitch again. These two once again go out together. Stacy Blitch now a step or two, a stride or two behind the Hellcat Miller, who takes the helmet off. That's always a bad sign if you're in the opposition. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, and 4. She got them all. She didn't call the jam off, though. Stacy Blitch has a chance to score some points of her own, and she's doing it. But Miller's going around to get them all again. That's why she didn't call it off. Still 10 seconds of jam time remaining. The Hellcat turns around and waits for Blitch and sends her into the rail. And these two finished the period the same way they started the day. Battling each other, fighting each other, clawing at each other.
And what a physical display by the Hellcat, Rory. If you don't have a garbage can lid, what do? You grab your jammer helmet and smack the heck out of everybody. The Hellcat.
No rules as far as she's concerned. The game, though, is tied up at 26 with 1 period left to go to decide the championship.
Tough Actin' Tenactin presents the Top Jam of the Night. Sean Atkinson does not like the New York Enforcers. He takes them on. To take on Athlete's Foot and win, reach for Tough Actin' Tenactin.
1 more period left to go in a tie game for the Founders Cup Championship. 26-26. Quakes, Enforcers. 4 jams left to decide who wins it all this year. And here we go with that final period, the first jam. Eric Slopey and Fred Eichhorn trade positions on the track, jumping around between one another. A little dipsy-doodle by Eichhorn takes care of Slopey. However, Brian Krebs is still out there. Andy Wallace is working him over. Krebs in the blue Enforcer uniform trying to win this 1-on-2 battle. Oh, over the rail he goes. Oh, my, did he fall hard? The Enforcers trying to get some points, but the Quakes have set up a wall. Chad Vaughn, Eric Slopey, Atkinson, Posse Shalene. That's a tough wall to break through. D'Amato gets some of it, and the Big Nasty takes down the rest of it. And the Enforcers go over the fallen Quakes to get the points. They got a whole bunch of them. What'd they give them? 10?
10 black.
I think they gave them 10. They did. Look out now. Here's that move they practiced on Danny. Except
If condoms come out of Atkinson's pockets, I'm leaving.
no condoms, no gummy bears, no nickels. Just an injured player. Look at the look on his face. He almost looks like he doesn't know where he is.
Well, the New York Enforcers, in the person of Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington, Big Nasty, got this one done the hard way, which for them is the easy way. A big pile-up. It all started with number 525, Brian Krebs, going off the track almost into a lighting bank over there. But right here, Mark D'Amato takes out the main guy, his apparent brother, he claims, and Tim Washington comes to town and just paves the way for the points. Great job, New York Enforcers.
Boy, D'Amato seemed supremely confident, as I've mentioned before, about the results of that blood test. I hope we get it before this night is over with. 36-26, the Enforcers by 10. I wonder what Buddy Atkinson is feeling right now, because he would know, right? All right, here we go with another jam. Andy Wallace is out there, along with Tony Santiago for the Enforcers this time. They have a 10-point lead. And this time, the Quakes, Posse Shalene and Sean Atkinson set the wall up, and the Enforcers don't get by. No points for the Enforcers on that jam. But possibly,
6 blue.
just as
6
significantly,
blue. I didn't see the
how many did they get the Quakes? They give them 6. So they're down by only 4.
And these guys are just running on adrenaline, excitement. and absolute pandemonium that they either might or might not be the Founders Cup champions. And there is just bodies everywhere, Rory. They're all just giving it everything they have left.
You get down to this point in a championship game where there are only a couple of plays left, and you find out who has a will to win. 36-32. Nurse Ophelia has just gone up and gotten an envelope from Dr. Ken Tracy. This could be those results we've been waiting for. As far as D'Amato and Atkinson are concerned, Broadway Danny Wolf's trying to find out. Broadway?
Nurse Ophelia, what are the DNA results? What are they?
Danny, I'm sure you'd like to know, but I'm not going to tell you. It's doctor-patient confidentiality. I will let Sean and Mark know. If they would like to tell you, that's their decision.
Come on, let us know.
No!
She's going to let Atkinson know, and she's going to let D'Amato know. It's a private thing. It's a doctor-patient privilege. D'Amato looks like, boy, does he look confident. Atkinson's yelling at him. Because these two guys, two brothers, same blood from Father Buddy Atkinson. Well, look, they're both roller derby stars, aren't they? Just the way Buddy Atkinson was, and his father before him. We're going to find out. 36-32. The Enforcers leading the Quakes in this Founders Cup championship game. And there's the envelope we've all been waiting for.
Now it's time for the 3DO Army Men Air Attack of the Game. Try as he might, Eric Slopey cannot escape his launch time. It's the 3DO Army Men Air Attack of the Game.
Sean Atkinson and Mark D'Amato were on the starting line. They let Nurse Ophelia know that, no, listen, we'll wait until the end of this game to find out whether or not we're brothers. They'd rather concentrate on the final two jams of this championship game. I can't say that I blame them. 36-32, the Enforcers have a 4-point lead. If they can hang on to it, they'll wrest that Founders Cup out of the hands of the Quakes. Right now, though, Slopey puts his skate right into the back of Icord. And then jumps up to continue the jam along with his teammate Brian Krebs.
And what an opportunity. There's not much time left, Rory. They've got two guys in scoring position that can either take a big, huge chunk out of the rest of that lead or possibly go ahead.
D'Amato and Washington back there to try and stop their progress. Slopey tries first. Now Krebs. Neither one get through on the first attempt. Atkinson, look out! Atkinson was all set up. He takes Washington down. D'Amato goes down. Atkinson jumps on D'Amato's back, and now he's going back to get Washington again. And now he's going to go after D'Amato again. He's like a machine out of control. He couldn't stop himself.
What motivates this guy? Where does he get this energy, Rory?
I talked about a will to win, and you just saw it right there. The Quakes got through and got 4 points to tie the game up with 1 jam remaining.
We've decided nothing, Rory. It all comes down to the last jam, and Sean Atkinson going into the last jam as the Big Mo. He shows D'Amato and Washington who's boss. This is why he's reigned for a year as the Founders Cup champion. Hats off to the Ack Attack. It comes down to this.
Those are the toughest hits when the players are looking back at the jammers and they don't see the hit coming from in front of them. 1 more jam to go. The Founders Cup Championship on the line. We'll decide it right here and find out who's going to win it. Brother to brother, Mark D'Amato and Sean Atkinson. They're jamming. They're going to keep the fate in their own hands. Whoever wins this jam will win this game, will win this championship. Will it be D'Amato and the Enforcers, or will it be the Ack Attack and the Quakes? So far, they're about even on this jam. Neither one of these guys goes down easily. Neither one of them goes down without a fight. And we have 30 seconds left to play. Gets taken down by Shalene. Atkinson dives over the top. He got the points. If he calls it off, he calls it off. The Quakes win it. The Quakes win it. Atkinson's exhausted, but he's hugging his partner, Classy Shalene. Shalene put the block on D'Amato, and Atkinson dove over the pack. And Washington feels the sting of defeat as the Quakes win the Founders Cup for the 2nd consecutive year.
They repeat.
And D'Amato will have to wait until next year one more time, and here it is.
Well, he gets the help from his friend. Anything is possible. Posse Shalene sets the stage for the big dive over the big points and the big victory on top of the big nasty. Sean Atkinson once again brings home the Founders Cup Championship.
The only thing that could ruin Atkinson's day now is to find out that he really is D'Amato's brother. And D'Amato is pumping his fists up in the air and saying, yes, yes. He's talking to Nurse Ophelia. He sure looks like he got some good news, didn't he?
He's saying, you are sure.
Broadway Danny Wolf is meanwhile with the victorious team, the Quakes. Broadway?
Thank you, Rory. And for the second straight season, the Founders Cup champions are the California Quakes. Congratulations, a very exciting group here. And Kenneth Loeb III, you have the trophy. How about the presentation?
Thank you, Daniel. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the World Skating League and Roller Jam fans worldwide, I am pleased to present the Founders Cup trophy to the captains of the world champion California Quakes.
And by the way, the MVPs of the tournament are Stacy Blitch and Sean Atkinson. Sean, come on in here. Sean, you're like the super glue that keeps this team together. There's always been a lot of problems, adversity issues with this team, but when you need to win, you're like the glue that can get this team back together. It worked again. Congratulations.
Annie, with all the problems I've been having with Mark D'Amato, about my parents, the California Quakes kept me in and I didn't keep crap. These guys, I tell you what, they've always been there. They've been on my side every time. When I had girlfriend problems, when I had family problems, these guys are the glue, and I just happy that you're here. Oh, Danny!
There's Ophelia talking to Sean, whispering in his ear. Those are the results of the DNA?
Yeah, the results. I gotta go, man. I'm done.
Sean, what are the results?
I don't even want to talk about it. Does Mark know? Does Mark know? The results came back positive. I don't know what else to say. He's my brother.
He's your brother? Sean, you gotta be kidding. Sean.
Well, D'Amato may have lost the game, but he did get a victory of a sort.
He gained a father.
Oh, my. You talk about sporting. Atkinson's night in the Founders Cup Championship. D'Amato and Sean Atkinson, apparently both the son of Buddy Atkinson. We are going to find out more, I'm sure, as the weeks go by. But for tonight, anyway, let's give congratulations to Sean Atkinson and the California Quakes, Founders Cup champions again. 40-36 for Broadway Danny Wolf, for Lee Hawk Rearman, and for everybody that works on Roller Jam. I'm Rory Marcus. Thanks for being with us all season. And good night, everybody.